All right, folks, so we've got a different sort of video for you today. You can see that I'm not in the practice room. I'm actually at my apartment right now, and that's why I've got this awkward stack of drums next to me, because it's better to look at than just looking straight into my bedroom. But in any case, we are here because I want to go through a drum solo with you, one of my favorite drum solos of all time, and just sort of take it step by step and comment and notice things that I appreciate, and just kind of go over why I love this drum solo. This is sort of like a reaction video, I guess, but not entirely, in that I've seen this many times, and I just kind of want to make this more like almost like a drum set or drum solo appreciation class, kind of like a music appreciation class, but for drum solos rather than simply a reaction. So I've seen this solo many times. Just to set the stage, this is Benny Greb, of course. If you know me at all, you know that I am a big Benjamin Greb fan, and this is from the Language of Drumming DVD, probably my favorite drum DVD of all time, from back when drum DVDs were actually a thing. And this was such a cool project. The whole DVD was, for a number of reasons. The production value was just so high for it. Benny rents out this castle in this remote location. I don't know where it's shot, probably somewhere in Germany, and there's all of these different set changes for the different sections of the DVD, but just so much more effort and thought put into this DVD than almost any other drum DVD I've ever seen, or piece of drum content. So anyways, let's jump into the solo here. And if you haven't seen this before, then this video is going to annoy you, because I'm gonna stop and talk a lot, so you won't get to see the whole piece. Try and find it and watch it first if you can. I know there's a large chunk of it on YouTube, but it's like a 10 or 12 minute solo, I want to say. And, if you don't have the DVD, you can get the DVD, or I don't know where else you might be able to find the solo. But try and watch it first, and then, come back to this video. So let's check it out. You can see I got it pulled up here, and let's just get into it. So already, let's stop, because I just want to, again, I'm just pointing out things that I love about this solo. And part of it, first of all, is, this room is not as spectacular as some of the locations in this DVD, but I just love how the room looks. I like the lighting up top. I like the framing. I know this whole DVD was shot on film, so a lot of thought and attention was put into the camera work. So I don't know if I'm just being crazy here, but I like how the drum set is slightly off center. This frame, he's not framed completely centered. And this kit, this sonar kit, let's keep going. Let's get some other angles of it here. Starts out with his hands, but of course, just crazy stuff like that, like raking across his fingers. Who else would do that? The other thing I like about him starting playing with his hands is that it doesn't seem to me like a gimmick. It doesn't seem like, oh, I'm just playing the normal stuff I'd play on a drum set, but I'm doing it with my hands. The textures and the things he's playing, you would only get the sound from with your hands. So I don't know, it just feels more authentic, or it feels more genuine to me. Casually pulls his hair back. I don't know. It's the little things. Okay, so also, already, we haven't even really gotten into the meat of the solo yet. He hasn't even started using sticks, but already we're getting this sense of the tension and release, kind of this ebb and flow, that are always woven in and out of his solos to help keep you engaged. It's not like he's always going one speed or one volume or one dynamic the entire time. There's always sort of a push and pull, and a tension and release like any good song has. Slapping the side of the drums. Yeah. Love it. I love how these drums sound. That's another thing here we got to stop. Now that we have sticks, these sonars, I don't know if these are SQ2s or designers, but always loved the sound of these drums, especially on this DVD. And if you've seen my Vintage Marine Pearl, if you've seen this kit, then you know that or you could suspect that it's definitely partially inspired by this exact kit on this DVD. The room sounds great. It's mixed really well. Increasing in dynamic here, or intensity. That was slick. A lot of little things like that where he's like sticking the stick. I don't know if you noticed that, where he's sticking the stick in between the floor toms and rattling it in time. And especially when you're doing this in a, I can't remember what it is, like 12 or 13 minute drum solo, to get that many little things right. And it's not like, it's not like you pre-planned this, but I think the chapters, if you will, are definitely laid out. Like you can tell there's thought and preparation that's gone into this, but just little things like that, it's hard enough to play a 10 or 13 minute song, but to play that long of a drum solo where you are presumably kind of maxing out your ability for that long to sustain it is just always impressive. Penny's so often has this sort of like pseudo Latin thing going on. Oh. Yeah, genius right there. Sorry, I almost ruined it by talking over it. This melody here, boom, 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 a boom, 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 a boom, boom, boom. You can hold that melody in your head because he'll play it several other times throughout the solo, but this is the first time it's introduced. So I love it. So this ostinato, I don't really want to do too much breaking down of like what's actually going on in these solos, but this ostinato, super cool, sounds awesome. This double bass thing. I'm not a big double bass player, so it's not easy for me. But in the realm of double bass, this is actually relatively simple. Where he's starting, I believe he's starting over here with his left foot on the bass drum pedal. And then it's single strokes with your feet, starting with the left. So left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And his left foot moves from the double bass pedal to the hi-hat. So hi-hat ends up on all of the ands. Not cat, but super cool. And the hi-hat being on the ands is a total Benny Greb thing. Does that all the time. Super groovy. so new section, you can kind of hear where he goes back and forth from the melody, and then, improvises, goes back into a new section. Also, let's talk about these hi-hats for a second. Man, I've always wondered what those hi-hats are, and I'm almost positive that they're just extra dries. They're just Meinl Byzance extra dries. But these ones in particular that he's using look so gnarly and sound so good, which of course he's using all his sand stuff now, which also sounds great, but these hi-hats have always caught my attention. Okay, so he starts a new ostinato. By the way, an ostinato you can think of as just a repeating pattern, and this repeating pattern going between the cymbals. Well, he's got the one ostinato going on with his feet, obviously, that we've been hearing for a minute now, and then he's going to start another ostinato with his hands on the cymbal, and these repeated patterns kind of act like hooks or anchors, and they allow him to improvise around, but we as the listeners are still fully engaged, and it doesn't sound random to us because we have these ostinatos to listen to. Also, let's just notice what he's doing here with the right hand. He's doing E and with the right hand. One E and a, two E and a, three E and a, four E and a, which looks pretty chill when he does it. But I mean, especially while doing that foot pattern, it's not the most insane, proggy, complicated thing you've ever had to do. But if you try doing those two things and then improvising with the left hand, especially he's doing that pattern on the floor tom, it's no joke. And while moving around too, he moves his right hand around. Oh, that snare sounds so good in that room. Ostinato with the right hand. Now there are some drummers who have ridiculous four-way independence, and they'll get all the comments on YouTube like, oh my god, it looks like an octopus, or like, oh man, I could play that if I had 4 extra arms, or whatever, which is all cool and impressive and amazing. The virtuoso drummers out there in the world, a lot of that stuff, a lot of that crazy 4-way independent stuff, it just doesn't interest me. It doesn't sound interesting to me. It's very technically impressive and looks cool, but does not sound impressive. This is a 4-way coordination thing that, again, is maybe not the most complicated 4-way independence thing that you'll find out there, but it just sounds so cool. It's every limb is adding to the overall vibe of what's going on here. Melodies you can sing. Lots of little things that he's talked about from the DVD are in this solo. So the little like getting some ghost notes for free on the snare, so kind of hitting hi-hat and snare at the same time. So he'll sprinkle little things like that in all over the place. Did I mention how good the drums sound? I don't know if I mentioned that. I'll mention it again. Okay, this spot here, I want to stop here, and I might even rewind a little bit, because this tempo change has always baffled me, and I don't dislike it, or I don't think it's wrong, but I've never really understood it. I kind of thought at one point that it was like a metric modulation thing, and then I realized I was like, no, I think it's just a tempo change. But what's weird is where it happens in the phrasing. It almost feels a little bit random to me. So hold on, let me see if I can back it up just a little bit. Okay, hold on. Okay. So wait for this tempo change here. He's grooving, and then it just slows down. Fourth bar in a phrase. 1, 2. If we're thinking 4-bar phrases. 3, 4, 1. That's what's so weird, is that he hits that snare as if he's going to continue that tempo, and it's like on 3 of that measure. So I've always wondered, I don't know if this is a mistake and he just like realized like a little bit into that bar that he was gonna slow down, or I don't know. Again, I don't think it's wrong, and I'm not complaining. It's just always been a point of interest to me. So I always think that's kind of fun. Interesting, like sort of quote unquote sloppy doubles thing there. Kind of fun. Now, if I'm this far into the solo and I've played everything acceptably up until now, I don't know about you guys, but anytime I'm recording and I'm this far into it, I am bugging out. I am stressing that I'm going to mess something up. I'm thinking to myself constantly, like, okay, you've done everything else correctly. Like, don't mess up the end, or you're going to have to go back and redo it. So just the mental fortitude here, I think, is also impressive. Look at that face of concentration, though. He knows he won't mess up. Another tempo change, which is cool. So now we're kind of winding things down. Right, we started really small where he's just playing with his hands. We kind of ramped up, sort of climaxed with the double bass ostinato thing. Kind of came down into a groove. Now we're into this cross stick thing. Just a great way to structure a long form solo. As if I know what I'm talking about. Drops the stick, if you notice that. I think trying to drop the other one in time works out pretty well. Back to playing with hands. Again, just the little things, the little tactile things, like clicking the two floor toms together. That's the sort of thing where I don't know how impressive it is now, but certainly when this came out, and this was maybe like 2007 or something, 2010 maybe. Just so many little things that blew my mind, and so many things that were creative, but they didn't seem gimmicky to me, at least. But yeah, I just love these little things. sorry, pausing it again. Things where I just had this thought. Things where they don't seem gimmicky to me, but they seem like the sort of thing where if I tried to do them in a solo, or if I tried to like seriously like click my floor toms together or something, you know, it would seem lame. But like Benny can do it with full confidence, and it just works so well. The yeah, okay, so amazing solo. I think the scratching of the beard at the end is you know, I guess you can love it or hate it, but I think it's just so funny that, you know, it's like these percussive elements. Like we started really small with just the hands, end with just the hands, and then it ends with like the smallest little, I don't know, percussive moments. You might think that's stupid, but you know, I just think it's a fun kind of cheeky way to end the solo. So yeah, this is, like I said, one of my favorite solos. I haven't actually watched it in its entirety in a long time now, probably in years. So it's always fun to go back and watch this one. Hopefully you enjoyed this this sort of commentary, this sort of longer form video, and I'll do more if you're interested. There's definitely some Chris Coleman solos among others that I'd love to get into. But yeah, let me know, and you can feel free to use timestamps. But let me know, like, if you've got a favorite part of this solo, or things that you notice, if you're familiar with this solo, things that always stuck out to you. And I just love hearing what other people's what other people notice in this sort of thing, and then we'll make this sort of like a conversation in the comments. So thank you for watching. Again, if you do like this kind of video, let me know. Let me know what your favorite spot was, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.